Welcome to another father-son podcast starring the man of the hour, Forrest Dens. How you doing today, Forrest?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty fantastic.
The man of the hour only lasts like another 10 minutes.
It's already midnight. You're the man of the day. It's a new day. We're a day late on this podcast. Day late, dollar short. No comment?
Not really.
We had just had a killer day. I worked all day. And
I didn't work all day.
Yeah, Forrest didn't work all day. Forrest did some homework. Did you finish your homework?
No,
Forrest didn't finish his homework. Forrest got lots of homework to do tomorrow. Forrest failed in his jobs today, but he had a lot of homework. Today was not a very productive day.
No.
Right after I talk about being productive, I guess it didn't set in.
Not yet. Hopefully it'll kick in soon, so I don't get stuck in a never-ending slump.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a never-ending slump. You know how you get out of a never-ending slump?
How?
Fix one thing at a time, man, until you get out. That's what we do. There's no such thing as a never-ending slump.
That's true.
Unless you let yourself get into it and you keep feeding it, you can always stop a never-ending slump.
Yeah.
All you need is one good thing to happen, and you're out.
Well, besides the serious stuff, we watch a pretty modern take on a spiffy concept of a...
Well, dude, you are way too tired because you're trying to sound smart and you sound dumb as heck.
It's a modern interpretation of a spiffy cartoon from the 1980s.
Yes, we saw Bumblebee, the new Transformers movie, and it was amazing.
When I collected myself, I sounded smart.
Yeah, you did. You sounded smart the second time around. But it was a really good movie. If you didn't like any of the other Transformers because they were kind of stupid looking and the stories didn't really make a lot of sense, well, I guess the first one wasn't too bad, but all the other ones were pretty stupid. I really, really like this movie. If you like the original cartoon, the Transformers cartoon, you'll probably like this movie.
The animated one that we watched wasn't too bad, though. Like the modern animated movie that we watched.
Which one was that?
I don't remember.
I don't know. There's one, you watched Transformers movie, but you didn't make it through it. There's some callbacks to that. You got the touch. Oh. That song, when they played that, that's what Optimus Prime came out to for the first time you saw him in Transformers the movie. And it was nostalgia. It just hit me, dude. I was like, I was like hitting you.
I didn't even get it.
You didn't even get it, yeah. There's a lot of nostalgia for me. The movie takes place in 1987. So, I was 10 years old. That was the prime of my life. Well, maybe not the prime, but it was near the prime of my life. It was prime of my childhood. And man, like, everything in there just reminded me of life. Except they had an Atari instead of a Nintendo, so their video game system was a little outdated. And Pong wasn't really on the Atari. Well, Pong was on Atari, but it didn't look like that.
Yeah, I didn't understand why I had Pong and not Super Mario Bros.
Well, it had an Atari, so there's no Super Mario Bros. For Atari. Should have been playing like Defender. Yeah, I know.
Nintendo came out like a couple years prior, and Mario Bros. Came out the previous year.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They're slipping.
Behind the times.
Yeah, but it was a really good movie. Good plot. Well, it was okay plot. I guess it's a Transformers movie. It was a good plot for a Transformers movie. Right? Bumblebee was really good. He was actually not a Camaro until spoiler alert, till the very end scene. And when you saw him in Optimus Prime drive away, dude, I was like, my childhood reborn. Oh, so good.
Okay.
Yeah, I give it a 8.5.
8.5?
8.5.
Not even an 8.9 or a 9?
Well, I always go halves. I go 8.5. If I'm feeling really generous, I'd say 9, but there was enough Optimus Prime in there for me to get a 9. But the Transformers look so good. And the bad guy should have been like Starscream and someone else. And then I would probably give it a 9.5. It was stupid that the Decepticons were Transformers I've never seen before.
If Starscream and Optimus Prime were in the movie more, you'd give it a 9 or a 9.5?
If Starscream was the bad guy, I would probably give a 9.5.
I thought Starscream was going to be the bad guy.
Yeah, they could have used Starscream. They might not have the rights to Starscream or something. I don't know.
They should have used them.
Yeah, because Starscream died and became Scourge. So they might not have the rights to him anymore. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works.
What's Scourge?
Scourge was so a bunch of the A bunch of Decepticons died, and then Unicron remade him in the movie. We'll have to rent that movie and watch it.
Unicron?
Yeah, Unicron. Orson Welles did the voice for Unicron.
If you switch the O and the N, you get unicorn.
Dude, it was the giantest transformer ever. It was a giant planet. It transformed.
And if you switch one letter in there, it turns it. That's like the worst name you could give the coolest robot ever.
I don't know. Omega Supreme. I had that.
That sounds like a much better name for a planet robot.
Than Unicorn?
Unicron.
Sounds like something from Spaceballs. Spaceballs, the flamethrower. Now made by Elon Musk.
Yes. That's funny.
All right.
He's not a flamethrower,
yeah.
so he doesn't have to go through more legal trouble.
Not a flamethrower.
Air quotes.
Yeah. We watched the Elon Musk podcast. What do you think about John Jones?
I think that they should allow him to fight since, first of all, the thing that in his body has nothing to do with his performance, first of all. Second of all, he has an amount so minuscule that it wouldn't affect him anyways. Even if he had 200 picograms in him, that's not even, like, imagine how much 1 gram affects you and divide that by, like...
1 gram would probably affect you quite a bit.
Yeah,
1 gram would make you be like, BLAM!
But most people who use it would use a lot more than 1 gram. Mm-hmm. So, well, 1 gram may affect you in a pretty positive way. Divide that by like 5 million, and you get how much is in his system at its peak.
It's not even the parent compound that gives you the advantage. It's just what it breaks down into, and it's released from his adipose tissue. So
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds a little fishy that the two guys covering up for John Jones both work for the UFC, Joe Rogan and that other guy, the Golden Snitch. But I don't know. We listened to the whole Joe Rogan podcast about the John Jones thing.
I didn't listen to the whole thing. You did, but I heard the good parts.
Yeah.
I heard the parts about. I heard you just started it, so they got into a pretty decent talk about it before.
Yeah. That's pretty much what they talked about for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one. I learned a lot about that stuff. There's another unintended consequence of doing a recreational drug, though.
What's that?
They're pretty sure they're not saying it. Air quotes, they're not saying it, but creatine is often used to cut cocaine, and they think that John Jones got the hit of Turinabol, the steroid that he was caught for, from sniffing cocaine.
Weren't they talking about oral Turinabol?
Yeah, oral Turinabol, but they think it got put into the
cocaine
that they cut with the creatine, and then he sniffed that, and then they got into his system from that.
So basically, in the same factories that the creatine is being made in to cut the cocaine.
No, the Turinabol is being made in the same place as the creatine.
Creatine that's used.
Yeah, that they use to cut the cocaine. So don't do cocaine if you ever want to pass on the drug test.
There's probably stuff that is not legal to give to humans. Well, there probably isn't a good chance, but there's a chance.
Yeah. Because they probably use cheap creatine to put it in the powder to split it up.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah, so that's not a good thing. I don't know. It's just crazy that we talk about MMA. It turns into like a drug talk and a biology lesson.
Wouldn't it hurt your nose, like all that coarse powder coming through coming into your epithelial tissue?
Yeah, you're smart. Epithelial tissue. I didn't even know what that was called. That can do a lot of damage to. I'm looking up right now. I'm calling up a picture of Artie Lang, who has a cocaine problem, and it kind of ruined his nose. So
Oh yeah, his nose was all misshapen. I saw you showed me a picture of that before.
And it is jacked up.
So while you're looking that up, basically epithelial tissue is this tissue in the nose that filters materials, basically. And it goes right into the bloodstream. So that's what epithelial tissue is.
Yeah. So I'm calling up this picture right here. And this is what his nose looks like right now. It's just totally caved in.
It looks like a pig nose.
It does look like a pig nose. So if you're listening to this and you want to see what cocaine can do to you, look up Artie Lang nose. And this is the picture that comes up. And it is gross, dude. Why would you ever want to do something that makes you look like that? Not good.
That's like if the elbow that caved in that guy's skull hit your nose.
Yes. Oh, and I showed Forrest a video of elbow number 6. Boom! Caving in someone's skull. I like it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Because your forehead is supposed to be one of the hardest bones in your body.
The elbow's harder.
Pretty sure it's the velocity that it's used.
Velocity plus mass equals damage. Yeah, it was pretty damaged, dude. We watched a video when this guy hit this forward elbow, the forward elbow I teach in kids class, and it hit him right in the middle of the forehead and put a gigantic dent and elbow-sized dent into the guy's head.
Can you imagine if he was as big as Mike and he did that?
He'd probably kill somebody. Probably.
Because he's going, yeah.
MVP did that too. Michael Venom Page. He had a flying knee and caved in someone's skull too. It's not uncommon. I mean, it's happened more than a few times.
What's with MMA fighters and their weak skulls?
They're not weak skulls, man. Those guys are throwing some damaging blows. They hit hard, dude. It's not a sport you want to play around in.
Yeah, when you get to big dudes, like,
those are little guys. The guys that caved in the skull was probably about 135, 140. They're probably my weight.
But the knee?
Yeah. Oh, that knee from Venom Page, that's 185, I think. Maybe 170. He's pretty sucked out. It might have been 70. But even still, that's still light to do that much damage, you know?
Wasn't there one guy in heavyweight that got his skull fractured and caved in?
I don't think so. Stefan Struve got his jaw broken in a bunch of spots.
How did that happen? He's like 7 feet tall. Who even could reach his jaw?
I'm pretty sure Mark Hunt hit him and broke his jaw. I think it was Mark Hunt. I can't remember for sure.
How did Mark Hunt hit him? Mark Hunt is like 5'0".
I don't know. Don't mess with the Hawaiian or whatever he is.
And Stefan Struve is
he gave Dana White the double middle
7.
fingers for the putting on a drug user in the main event.
Struve?
No,
Hunt?
Hunt, yeah, he doesn't like the steroid guys.
Is Struve use steroids?
No, about John Jones. I was going back to John Jones. Anyways, we're about 12 minutes in, and I'm pretty tired, and I gotta get up early to go get Mom. So, obviously I said I'm going to get Mom, so our little guy adventure is over for a little bit. There's a chance Mom might go back, so if she does, we'll come back and do more podcasts.
We could see you soon.
You could hear us soon. If we see you.
You could see pictures of us soon.
Yeah, you could see pictures of us soon. Because we're so handsome.
Pictures of us in our chairs and our food.
Yeah. Not my food, because my food gets eaten too quick to get pictured.
The food that you cook before you put it on your plate.
Yeah, that's true. I did put a picture of that up. But it's no longer up because I found out when you change the name of the picture, because I always kept changing it to podcast, when I put it in Podbean, it changed every picture that's ever been named podcast. So every time I was changing a picture, I was changing a picture for every podcast. So now I just have it like a random number letter so it doesn't change all the time. I wish I would have known that in the beginning. I lost some good pictures.
You deleted them?
I just saved over podcasts every time. They're in my phone. They're on Facebook, so they're not like gone, but they're off of the Podbean. It stinks.
How did you not figure that out sooner? You have like at least 60 episodes probably on Podbean.
Yeah, but first of all, I was doing them with the Movie Maker until they ripped it off my computer. I was doing, I did all the YouTube with Movie Maker, so I didn't really care about the Podbean picture. It was just one of the pictures from YouTube. And then I pick like 60 pictures and I put them on YouTube and I just line them up and add them into the story with the sound. And then that's how I made all the YouTube videos before. But now Podbean just generates one picture and it puts it on YouTube for me. Which saves me a lot of work, but not as cool. Someday we'll have video in here, and then we'll just do a video.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that, though. I'm not smart enough.
You can get, when we have, if there's ever a studio with cameras, you could just invite guests and do it Joe Rogan style.
Yeah, I would like to do Joe Rogan style even with you.
Like, why would you Joe Rogan style it with me?
Because it'd be more fast. I bet you there's a lot better chance of mine and your podcast becoming popular A lot more than the MMA podcast, because there's millions and millions and millions and millions of MMA podcasts. Well, not that many. Maybe a couple 100,000, right? And my podcast is okay, but it's nothing different. This is something special because you're something special. So you're the one that really makes the show, even when you're tired and cranky. It is what it is. There's a lot of real love in here. So, like, people like to see real feelings. And we really care about each other, so it's a good show. So anyways, that being said, what was your favorite part? What was your favorite thing that we did while Mom was gone?
The movie, probably.
The movie was your favorite part? Or is that because it was the last part, or just because?
It's the most recent thing in my memory. One, too. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, the movie was really fun.
We didn't actually do too many special stuff.
No, we didn't do too much special stuff.
Kind of just hung out.
We did Christmas. Yeah. We did a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
I think probably my favorite part of this trip was doing a podcast with you. I can't name one specific podcast, but just doing a podcast with you.
In general?
In general, yeah. And I had a lot of fun. Actually, the trip we took with Dakota to go to Williamsville, and we did that day. That was pretty fun for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
We made a bunch of Batman jokes.
Yeah.
I'm
Batman. That was really fun.
Maybe you should do Batman. You'd be really short for Batman.
And skinny.
You could bulk up.
Not without steroids, and John Jones would beat me up.
But then you'd be like super rich anyways. And
Yeah.
you could just get like some super doctor to get it out of you.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, what was your least favorite part?
I don't know. Stripper walks through the coordinate.
Mm-hmm.
Did that.
Yeah.
Least favorite part.
Tripper's very active in here today. He's sniffing around.
I don't know.
You know?
Not
Maybe
really.
yesterday's podcast when you were crying?
Well, like, I don't know. It kind of was a wake-up call,
Yeah.
even though it hasn't completely settled in yet.
Yeah. It was kind of a wake-up call, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wake-up calls are good.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes they hurt, but they're good.
Mm-hmm. What was my least favorite part? I would say probably the lack of sleep I got through the Christmas holiday. Because I was up late, was rapping, we were up early. I had to work all those days. Yeah, it was a little fatiguing. And having to hold a video for Mom, watching Mom be upset, that was a little tough. But other than that, I think it went pretty good. I think we did a really good job this time. How was the food?
Good.
Good? You're sniffling. Oh, dude, you just turned off like all 13 viewers, 14 viewers. No one's ever going to listen to this again. Good thing we're taking a break. Forrest is blowing his nose right on the mic. I feel sorry for Ray. Ray's mic is boogerfied.
He's never even close enough to tell.
Yeah, he talks like this, so he can't hear what he's saying. This is how Ray does a whole podcast. Sits away, looking down on his phone, talking away to the mic. That's how it sounds when Ray is on the podcast. If Ray ever shows up for the podcast, he doesn't even answer my messages anymore. He hates me. I must have said something that made him mad. Probably got too close to the truth about him being fat. Sorry, Ray, you're a fatty. So you didn't have a least favorite. How's the food?
Good.
How's my cooking this time?
Good.
How many times did we go out to eat?
Once?
A couple times. We went out to eat tonight. Before the movie.
Yeah, once, twice.
We went out to Milo's with Coach Matt. We had Wegmans.
But
like twice.
is that going out?
He's going out.
Okay. So maybe like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah. That's not too bad. Normally it's like every day.
That's true.
And we trained and I cooked and I think we did a really good job.
Yeah.
We had Taco Tuesday almost every week. Although it wasn't always on Tuesday.
Yeah. Sometimes it's on Wednesday,
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
We're moving around. I don't know. You did really good at school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you better get that homework done. Mom's going to kill you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything to say to Mom if she listens to this before she comes home?
I love you. I miss you. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, Mama. That's all I really got. Dead air. That's no good. Stop playing with your headphones. It drives me nuts. It's expensive stuff you're playing with. Can't afford to replace it. All right. With that being said, Father Son Podcast will be back again sometime, I guess. Maybe when Forrest has a life event, like when he grows a beard or something, can have him back on. Or next time Mom goes out of town, we'll be back.
It'd be awesome if we could announce something way in advance, like The Flash.
Yeah. Or maybe,
I can't believe that they're doing it.
Maybe we do it once a week. Try and get this, keep going.
Yeah.
All right. We're out of here, man. Thank you for listening this whole time, everyone that listened. I appreciate it. You guys know who you are. There's 13 of you that listen to almost every episode. And we appreciate...
We know one of them.
Yeah, we know one of them. We know a couple of them, actually, but I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Mark. It was great getting to know you. Hopefully you got to know us better through this podcast. And we'll be back to choke out Cole soon. Don't break my headphones or I'm going to smack you right now. I don't care that you're wearing glasses. Smack them right off your face. Actually, I'll take them off and smack you and put them back on because they're expensive. I have to buy new ones.
They might be more than your headphones.
They're probably more than my headphones.
Or, like, very close.
No, they're definitely more than my headphones. I don't know what we paid after insurance. Maybe not after insurance, but definitely
was with
before.
The eye exam.
Yeah. All right. Coming to you live from the Caveman Studios in North Buffalo. Father Son Podcast is out. I love you, man.
Why'd you have to announce the studio if we're doing a father-son chat?
Why not?
Because you don't normally do that.
I know, but it's the last one. Listen to Caveman's Corner. I'll be back.
Soon.
Tomorrow.
Probably.
Sunday. We'll be back Sunday. Ashley Eternal. Bikini Girl.
Podcast number 2.
No,
not
you number
already
8.
had one with her.
8 or 9. Yeah, that was the most popular one for a long time. It had like 500 views, but it's just because she's beautiful. It had nothing to do with like probably what she had anything to say. But
it got surpassed by James Toney.
Yeah, also by Fred Addish. Fred Addish is over almost 3,000 too.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't believe you don't have more people that listen to you.
I know. That's crazy. I'm awesome. Listen to me. Not really.
And Fred Addish was in the studio. He had better stuff there.
He wasn't in the studio. It was over phone.
Well, yeah, but it was at the studio.
So
it was better.
It was better.
And you had a bigger soundboard.
I did have a better soundboard there.
And you had better mics. The same headphones though.
Yeah, same headphones. I don't know if we have better mics. I like these ones better, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but they pick up a lot, but they're not as loud.
It's how you talk into them and how we have the thing adjusted. I have to keep turning it down because you like spike.
Yeah.
So if you talk at one constant voice and you talk right into the mic like I do, it sounds okay.
My voice changes though, because if I get excited or something, right.
Your voice changes because you do this. You look all around and you look away from the mic and away from the mic. And you start to sit down in your chair. Like part of broadcasting is making sure people can hear you. So you need to talk into the apparatus that catches your voice. You need to point your lips right at that little spit shield. That's why we have spit shields. So when you go, it doesn't get all over the mic.
You need to give me a mic I can carry around. So
you know, if I gave you a mic that carry around, it'd sound like this all day. That's all you'd hear. Because you'd be like, bloom, 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 doo, doo, doo. And it's not even a joke because that's exactly what you do. You are never having a mic that moves.
I think you may have damaged your phone just the slightest bit.
Whatever. It's just a phone. It's just money. It's just stupid stuff. All right, we're out of here. I love you guys. I love you, Forrest. Tripper, I love you as long as you don't fart so much. He farted a lot of podcasts. I don't miss Tripper. I'm not going to miss Tripper's butt smell. I don't let him in here for the important podcasts.
He's a nuclear bomb.
He is a nuclear bomb out of his butt. All right, we're really getting out of here. It's 12:30. I gotta get up in a couple, whatever minutes, days,
Minutes.
hours, something. All right, we're out of here.